YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Watu Shadows, and today we're back at it again with another Hoop Nights video. We're gonna talk about the past few games for the Los Angeles Lakers and why I now think that the Lakers, their ceiling at best is the Western Conference Finals. I no longer hold any belief that they can win the championship, not with this squad this year. But before we get into that, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. If you want to join in some hoop discussions, leave some comments down below. And if there's anybody who wants to, who really loves to talk ball, I'm down to collab and talk about basketball as a whole with everybody, not just the Lakers. But yeah, let's kind of get into it. So we're going to talk about the Celtics game, the Lakers-Celtics game first before we talk about Lakers and Nets. But Lakers and Celtics, I would have been perfectly fine with losing the game, right? Like, as long as the Lakers showed that they could compete with Boston and they showed like a lot of promising stretches, I was down with the Lakers. Like, I was okay with the Lakers losing that game. I wasn't going to be too upset because the Lakers had won what, like 8, 9 in a row. We had won like 8 in a row at this point. We were kind of due for our loss anyway, and losing to the title, like losing to one of the title contenders, even somebody who people think that are still better than Cleveland at this current moment in time, like it wouldn't have been a shame losing to Boston. And in that first half, if you just went off that first half only, that first half was very competitive. Close game, back and forth. Now, Tatum, I'm not going to lie, Tatum went off. Tatum ended up with like 40 points. But it was like it was a great back and forth game. Jaylen Brown was cooking, but like nobody else from the Celtics was really like getting off, right? It wasn't really like, hey, the Celtics and role players, right? But unfortunately, that's only the first half, right? There's 4 quarters. The moment that the third quarter happened, the game shifted drastically. If you guys can see here, 13-29, it was a 16-point, we were outscored. And how bad it was, the Lakers had went almost 7 minutes without scoring a field goal. Like, they had gotten like 2 points in foul shots, and stuff like that, but they literally went almost 7 minutes without scoring a actual like bucket. Like, I think the first bucket was a LeBron bucket, that was like later in the third quarter. And the only time I've seen a drought like that was when the Lakers did it earlier this year. Like, I want to say like a week and a half ago against like the Pelicans. Only time I've seen a drought like that is when like holding a team to that type of drought, and it happened to us. And kind of when I seen that, I can't use the excuse of Rui and Jackson Hayes being out, because yes, their them being bigger bodies matter. Them actually, us having an actual lob threat and a room, and like he's a mediocre, but like somebody as a rim protector, like somebody who's athletic as a rim protector, like yes, it matters and all that. Now, but they didn't have Porzingis. Now the Celtics love to run 5 out, so you're not really going to see Porzingis down back to the basket anyway. Even how Al Horford, you're not going to see Al Horford out there either, but still, the fact, like, they were pieces that were surely missed, but I'm not going to blame them to not being in the game as the reason why the Lakers lost. The Boston Celtics are just clearly just better than the Lakers. And that third quarter kind of showed, because they locked in on defense, and they just didn't allow the Lakers to get buckets. Now, some of this, I won't lie, a lot of this, like, there were a lot of like open buckets, right? It's not like it was all contested. That Joe Mazzulla just did a great job, and they were just all contested shots that the Lakers just didn't admit, like that the Lakers just like, they just had to deal with contest. Like, it was a lot of like open shots that they just couldn't get into a rhythm. But there were a lot of good defensive rotations. They collapsed on Luka, and they made it tough for Luka. Luka had a terrible time for this game. Luka was actually doing all-time awful until like the fourth quarter. When the fourth quarter was when he finally decided to like wake up and actually get his game off. By then, which the Celtics had gotten up to as many as 22, 23, and kind of let their foot off the gas. But that's when Luka had like taken off and had gone to a point. But yeah, that game right there kind of showed me that like there's levels to this, and I understood this. Like I already understood that OKC, Boston, and Cleveland were already in a tier of their own, but I wanted to really see, like, especially with the amount of like media's expectations and like rise in people, I really wanted to see like, hey, can the Lakers actually make noise in that tier? Like, do they actually belong? And the Celtics kind of showed me they don't. They're the next tier. They're that tier with Denver, and like, am I gonna throw the Knicks in there? I don't know. I don't know if the Knicks. I doubt that. I don't know if the healthy Knicks are as good as a Denver and the Lakers. But well, I mean, the Knicks went to overtime with them, so maybe I could say that Brunson had a great plan. But we're also missing Rui. Rui is a big piece, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, I'm just gonna say that the Lakers are a step below, which again, this is year 0 with Luka, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, being in year 0 with Luka Doncic, and your ceiling right now is a Western Conference Finals just after trading for him and not able to really acquire anybody else. I still think that that's pretty damn good. I mean, the trade of the season for me, besides the Luka trade, was them getting Dorian Finney-Smith, right? So still pretty good there, but there's clear limitations and levels to this in the NBA. Like, for example, if you can pull it up, I just want to bring up the game.
Overall picture of who can win in the NBA. Everybody wants to know if the Lakers are a legitimate title contender. They've been the best defense since January 30th. This will be the best test. Game winning streak there.
Exactly. Dorsberg just said it. This will be the best test.
Hottest team in the NBA.
And then look, already, right? You got Drew Holiday over helping because they don't want Braun bullying Derek White. So look at this. Dodo wide open
as Dorian Finney-Smith knocks down
the first shot, right? And there was like, in the first half, like, if you only go off the first half, there was a lot of positive points in the first half. Matter of fact, didn't we go as much as 8-0? Like, it was an 8-0 run to start the game.
Celtics' third best record in the NBA, and they've had a lot of key guys miss significant games.
Oh no, 7-0.
Nice feet inside, and Vanderbilt, great ball movement.
7-0 run to start the game, like, beautiful basketball and defense. And then eventually, obviously, at a certain point, you know, Tatum and Jaylen Brown started like going off. Like, Jaylen Brown got the first bucket right here, right? Vando's just too late on recovery. You can see Jaylen Brown's already about to be open. So unless Reeves rotates off of his man here, which this is Derek White right here. Yeah, Derek White.
Jaylen Brown. His first shot.
Yeah, so unless like Reeves is willing to leave Derek White right here, which, I mean, you still got LeBron, so LeBron, anybody can punish. Like, LeBron can still punish, but yeah.
But to your point, Doris.
And then like, again, there was a lot of positive things in this game, but like, obviously at a certain point, Tatum and Brown just started getting cooking, and it was like, okay, but it was just like, Luka was very, very bad. Jaylen Brown, one thing I will say, right, is here, I'll show it, but Jaylen Brown just like wanted the challenge of Luka Doncic, right? Jaylen Brown was like, I don't think you can beat me. I think that when I guard you, I'm going to lock that shit up, and you're not going to be able to bully me. You're not going to flop and get these calls. Like, I think when I'm able to guard you one-on-one, I can lock you up. And Jaylen Brown essentially said, Jaylen Brown proved that.
But JJ Redick loves his competitiveness. Good defense there.
Like, Jaylen Brown, nice hands, great hands.
Brown takes it away from Doncic.
And Al Horford, I mean, Jordan Goodwin first came back from his injury that he had.
Now bounce pass and the finish from Horford.
Now I'm not gonna lie, Al Horford kicked Luka in the face here, which is fucking crazy. That shit was wild, but anyway. Oh yeah, this is another turnover after Jordan Goodwin 3. So yeah, the Celtics this game they were literally telling Luka, they were like, Luka, you're gonna have to be the one to beat us. And the Celtics did not fear Luka, and it worked to their advantage. Pritchard. So look, Luka, like on Pritchard, like Luka should take this as a sign of disrespect. Now there's 5 on the clock, but come on.
Now on Doncic.
Spin around. And look, here's the thing, right? Luka's usually vision is great, so you swing it out to either one of these two. I know that there's not a lot of time left on the clock, but let's say you don't go for connect here because Tatum is blocking the pass, but you get Goodwin. Like, look, Jaylen Brown's already right there. Like, Jaylen Brown's already staying right here attached to Dorian Finney-Smith. Al Horford's not running out. So Luka, and I know Luka, and the thing is, right, I know people could be like, it's a tough pass, and it is a tough pass, but Luka has that vision to make this pass. And Luka, I get why he wanted to attack Pritchard so badly, but Luka could have gotten the shot over here. And turnover.
A lot of contact there. Throw it ahead. Tatum's gonna get a layup.
And then like swings right there, and they just took turns bullying Luka. They were not afraid of Luka Doncic. And again, oh, this is another one right here. This is one. Look, man.
The Lakers back up 3.
I don't know what JJ. I understand that JJ thinks Goodwin is a solid defender, and he's a solid defender on certain players, but he's guarding Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's top 5 player of the world for a reason, and Tatum just shoved Goodwin off of here. Like, watch this. Gets Goodwin off clearly. Yes, a little bit of contact there, but they were letting him play.
Goodwin, a really good defensive player.
Goes around. You got Jemison and drop. Yep, Jemison's playing drop, and Tatum, you see, he's already about to rise.
On Tatum.
And then, yeah, oh, and then Tatum's gonna step back. You're already too late now. Like,
Tatum.
Yeah, you're too late. Tatum's already in his motion, open shot.
Steps back, nails the 3. His
already there.
Quarter, he's got 10 first quarter points. Excellent.
Like, literally already
defense. There. Pritchard, back up.
Oh, by the way, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit pissed me off, by the way. The refs,
Up top.
like, okay, is that actually, you know, let me, oh no, actually, you know what's funny? This is one of my first time looking at his back. I want to see, did he actually travel? Because in real time, it looked like he traveled. So hold on, I want to like see, did he travel in real time? Like, actually, did he travel?
Back up.
So got it right there. Okay, no, he didn't travel. I'm not gonna lie. In real time, I was like, bro, he fucking traveled, and I was pissed. But Jemison closed out here, and Tatum was like off balance. Like, he wasn't fully on balance for this shot.
Tatum's long 3-pointer. That's good. Way downtown is Tatum.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that shit pissed me off. It really did. But again, Lakers keeping it close. Like, Celtics aren't on no like crazy, like on no crazy run. But here, once you get to the third quarter, right? The third quarter is just when shit gets like really gets over. As you can see here, just in this still frame, Luka, like Tatum beat Luka. You got what's it called? That's Drew Holiday with the Gortat screen. Just a open fucking rim, the open thing for Tatum.
Gets inside, nice left hand from Tatum. 10-pointed.
Like, oh, and then look, they skipped it, right? But like, that was the beginning of the third. But 3 minutes later, like, Lakers 0 for 4, like 0 for 4 at the bottom. Celtics have made 3 shots.
For the Celtics, largest lead by either team, early third quarter. Horford down low, lays it up and in. He had the miss.
And then there's nothing to do with this. And the thing is, I get, like, for example, like Alex Len, they signed him for a reason, but Alex Len sucks, and he's not going to be able to guard Al Horford, especially out on the perimeter. Oh, they're gonna put Len in pick and roll action all day, and they're gonna abuse that guy, and then it just gets more and more out of hand. Like the lead, what is it? They show it here. They show it here, 15-0 run. It's nasty. Is this the first bucket?
Doncic scoops in, lays it up.
Oh no, it was Luka the first bucket. I thought Braun had the first bucket. No, Luka is finally the one who ended the Lakers' drought of not having like official field goal throughout like throughout this thing. But yeah, it was very nasty. Very nasty third quarter. Now, the interesting thing, right, is the game, obviously, now, there's still a fourth quarter, and in the fourth quarter, the Lakers actually made this a game, right? Like, the Lakers went on a little run. Lakers actually made a really great game here. I want to see, where do they show Braun with the move? Is it right here?
James goes right at Brown, head fake, another head fake, spin, left hand, banks it in.
So right here, yep, this is the play that Braun got hurt. Yep, this is literally the play that Braun got hurt. So this is what changes. I think this changed the Lakers season. Literally, this set of movement right here, obviously, this thing changed the Lakers season. So, Brian attacks Jaylen Brown. Derek White obviously is like us worried about the shooters, so he doesn't do this. So he lets Jaylen Brown go one-on-one. Brian trying to get a pump fake. Well, he does gets Jaylen Brown in the air. Sees Tatum right there, right? So I thought trying to see like, can he get it over to connect? Probably like pumps again, see if he get it over there. See, maybe probably can't get over to connect because obviously Derek White's right there. Derek White's in the perfect position to guard both of these, and connect's not all the way over there in the corner. So it's gonna be like very hard, I think, to really cover to get the ball where he would want it to. And then Braun does another twist, gets Jaylen Brown in the air again.
Big spin, left hand, banks it in.
And look, here's the thing, right? It goes from a 9-point game to a 7. Braun unfortunately hurt his groin on this play, and it's a groin injury. He said it didn't feel as bad as the 2019 injury, when not 2019, 2018 injury, when he injured at Christmas against Golden State, where he was out for like months, but he was like, he felt it, and he said that the Lakers think he's gonna be out 1 to 2 weeks. And that essentially just killed, and pretty much the rest of this game didn't matter at that point. And yes, I know that there was a certain point here. I think they're gonna show it because the Lakers had got to here it is. Yep, the Lakers after this. Yeah, Luka gets a 3 right here, and it goes to a 4-point game. So here, hold on, like
I don't think people are giving that game enough attention.
Doncic fires away the 3, banks it in.
But here's the thing, the Lakers get into within 4, and that's the closest that they ever got it, because then Tatum and Jaylen Brown get the ball back. Oh, Jaylen Brown. Oh yeah, pretty much Jaylen Brown killed the run right here. 5 seconds on the clock. Jaylen Brown wants to attack. Luka's already kind of playing like he thinks Jaylen Brown's about to drive, but there's only like 3 seconds left on the clock. Not really much else. You should probably step up, but he backs up too much. Oh yeah, he falls for it. Actually, yeah, he falls for it, thinks Jaylen Brown about to drive. Jaylen Brown gets barely enough space.
Step back, puts up a 3, puts it in.
And that's pretty much it. And then the Lakers run was just dead right there. Just wasn't really a chance. And if you go off the stat line, right? Like, and the funny thing is, if you look at the stat line, like, right, you'd be like, oh yeah, Luka played great, right? You know, if you don't look at how well like he shot and everything, you'd be like, oh, 34, 8 and 3. That's like, it's a great game. 5 and 10 for 3. Oh, for sure. 11 to 22. You'd be like 50% from 3 and from this. You'd be like, oh, and 90+% from like this. You'd be like, oh yeah, Luka played great. But when you watch the game in real time and see what they did to Luka and how they disrupted Luka, made it hard for him to like make plays and play make, put pressure on the ball, and they were very physical with him. Luka just didn't really have a great game, and it was like it showed. Austin Reeves was okay, but he didn't do enough, and then LeBron gets hurt over there. Some other things to note there in the third quarter about like just really bad play. Jordan Goodwin in the third quarter was awful. He had a stretch in the third quarter where it was so bad. Like he gave up a bucket to Tatum. Gave him a bucket to Tatum. LeBron had kicked it in the corner. It was supposed to be for Reeves, and Goodwin catches the ball, but because he's in the air off balance and ready about to fall out of bounds, he tries to pass it back out on the upper right hand wing, but there's nobody there, so he pretty much throws the ball all the way down court, 90 feet out of bounds. And then there was another, and then right after the Celtics get a bucket, Jordan Goodwin, they throw the outlet pass down court. Goodwin has the layup and smokes the layup. So yeah, it was just all down bad from there. Gabe Vincent didn't matter at all. He was terrible. Dalton Connect, he tried to do a little bit, which he's a rookie. Don't expect him to do too much, but he tried at least for what he could. But again, he's not a really good defender, and they took advantage of that. And yeah, the Celtics pretty much proved that. But the main reason though now why I want to get to like really explain though why the Lakers won't, like, they're not in the upper tier is tonight's game against Brooklyn. So the thing about tonight, right? The Lakers lost this one as well, 111 to 108. And the thing about this game, right, is I understand the Lakers now with Braun out, right? Braun's gonna be out for a little bit longer. Rui's, I think, supposed to be evaluated this week. Like, I think Rui should be evaluated this week, but he's still gonna be out for another few games. Jackson Hayes was dealing with a knee issue, some knee swelling stuff that caused him not to play Saturday against Boston, and he's still dealing with it. So it's even worse than we thought. So he didn't play tonight either, and now I'm worried about him playing Thursday against Milwaukee. And then Dorian Finney-Smith didn't play tonight either. So we're missing 4 key rotation pieces that get a lot of minutes, and they just did not play. So the main onus is going to be on, hey, Luka, Austin Reeves, you guys are going to have to take us home. If the role players can step up a little bit too, like, yeah, the role players step up, but Luka and Reeves, you guys are the ones that the franchise are holding to, especially Luka. I mean, Luka, you're supposed to be the face of the franchise. We're holding you to this. Like, this is all on you. And it was pathetic. It was an embarrassing effort. Luka had a triple-double, right? 22, 12, and 12, but he was shit from the field. He shot the ball more times than he actually got points. 8 of 26 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. He was just awful. Like, also, I mean, again, with the usage rate he has, I understand 5 turnovers and all that, but he was awful. The Nets forced him again to be with the ball, like to put pressure on him and force others to make the play. And if you go off the first quarter, right, the very first quarter of this game, Gabe Vincent had hit like 4 threes, I think, in the first quarter, 3 or 4 threes. Like, Gabe Vincent tonight actually hooped and did pretty well. Like 6 of 9 for 3, 8 of 12. Gabe Vincent, and the leading scorer on the Lakers, Gabe Vincent did well. Connect, played well, right? Jordan Goodwin, where's my guy Goodwin? Goodwin off the bench, had 5 threes, played really, really well. But when it all came down to it, and people like mattered, like you needed people to matter, like your big men were non-existent. Shake Milton played for no reason, pretty much. Like, I don't know why he played, to be honest. Like, if you're gonna play anybody at this point, Koloko, like going forward, I think Koloko has to play. Cam, I think Cam Reddish is better than Shake Milton. I'm gonna be honest. I think Cam Reddish is better than Shake Milton. That's just me personally, and maybe I'm just a Cam Reddish fan and all that, but Cam, if Cam's not going to score me points, Cam at least is going to try to get stops on defense, get really tough contests. Cam is going to at least provide me something. Shake's not going to provide me a lot. Unless he's like wide open, and even being wide open, like, yeah, can't really promise that. And he didn't even shoot the ball at all. He did cardio. He got 1 assist. My guy did 5 minutes of cardio. Just like, if you want to pay me shaking on the scout salary just to do 5 minutes of cardio, I will gladly do them 5 minutes of cardio, because he damn sure didn't do anything on the court tonight. Vanderbilt was wild tonight, just missing a bunch of rotations, overplaying the ball, and let some of the Nets players get wide open. It didn't make sense. All this was null and void. The role players, you need the role players to play well, especially on nights where you're missing everybody. But when when the people that matter, the stars, especially Luka, but like more so, I'm not gonna blame Luka like too much. I'm not gonna kill Luka, because I don't think, like, Luka, while he shot terribly, like, the person I'm really gonna get on is Reeves, because Reeves had a lot of people thinking, like, man, Reeves is better than a lot of other people, and nights like tonight kind of make you take back your words and be like, damn, is Reeves just a LeBron benefit? Like, is Reeves benefit off of Bron? And you know, the funny thing is that you would look at games like earlier in the year where he dropped his career high against the Pacers, 44. You'd be like, oh, maybe Reeves is actually really, really nice. Maybe Reeves is untouchable. But then if you look at nights like tonight, yeah, 17 points, 17, 10, and 8. If you just look at the numbers like right here, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's not too bad at all. But when you understand he got the majority of his points at the foul line tonight, he didn't shoot well from the field at all and was a -10, the worst on the team. He was just getting hunted and bullied all night, and you need him to go out there and produce against a team like the Nets, where the Nets are clearly trying to get a high draft pick. It just really like sours the mood and like puts a damper on like what this team's like ceiling is. And I'm really looking at it now, and I'm looking at everybody, assuming everybody's healthy. and everybody's ready to go, I think their ceiling is the Western Conference Finals. And it sounds like a disappointment, and unfortunately it is, because they started gaining championship expectations. And a lot of people started looking at this team like, man, they might actually be able to be contenders. But when you don't have a serviceable backup big, or even a starter, right? And they salute to Jackson, and Jackson's been hooping since, like, really hooping since the Luka trade, but there's just a clear difference between Jackson Hayes and, like, a bunch of other bigs in the league, right? But even when he was hooping, like, when you lose your starting big and your backup big is somebody you signed off the waiver wire, and then you got a two-way guy, multiple two-way guys, right? And again, shout out to Koloko too, but he's a two-way guy for a reason, and you're relying on two-way guys to try to save your season. There's not a lot of positivity that I can really see here and say, oh, like, the Lakers can definitely beat OKC. They can beat Boston and Cleveland. No, I don't think so this season at all. I think at best they can get to the Western Conference Finals, and it shouldn't be a disappointment, but it feels like it is. And they're probably gonna lose, and they're more likely gonna lose to OKC. And also at this rate, right? Like, another thing that's really interesting, right, is I'm just gonna go back to the schedule over here. The Warriors, people, like, the West is getting, like, really crazy, because the Warriors, I've looked at the Warriors won tonight. The Warriors have a schedule coming up where they have 5 games of teams that are, like, below 500, and they've been winning against terrible teams, and they've been really winning against terrible teams, and they're gonna need that. And then the Lakers got just a ton of back-to-backs and just hard-ass games. Like Thursday, realistically, right? Assuming you don't win both of these games, the game you're going to want to win is against the Nuggets, because the Nuggets is in conference, so it matters, right, against the Nuggets. So you really need to beat the Nuggets and be like, hey, like, let's be 2-1 against the Nuggets, and at worst, right, when we play them again, like, less than 5 days later, boom, we can be like, oh yeah, we can be 2-2 against the Nuggets. So if it's, like, at worst, like, best case 3-1, right, is if you beat the Nuggets both of these times, you're 3-1, so you have the head-to-head and any tiebreakers, or worst case, or like 2-2. But the worst case is, now with the LeBron out, they can lose both of these games, and theoretically they can be 1-3, which they would lose the tiebreaker, which means that Denver would own the tiebreaker. Milwaukee, again, is also not going to be an easy game. The Suns are trying to fight for their playoff lives, which the Suns, they just went toe-to-toe. They went with the Grizzlies tonight. They lost to Memphis ultimately, but again, the Suns, you still got to respect Kevin Durant. The Spurs, you would think would be a decent easy matchup, but they just lost tonight against, against the Nets. Now, ultimately, you think that hopefully, like, you're going to think Dorian Finney-Smith's not going to miss too many games like that. And if Jackson doesn't miss too many games, like, that changes some outlooks on some of these games for sure. And then hopefully Rui comes back within, I don't think he's coming back this week against the Bucks or the Nuggets, but hopefully he starts coming back around this time. But when you need times to really build wins and get out of a tough Western Conference, you're looking at a game like tonight, and losing to the Nets is just not good at all. And JJ was right. JJ had mentioned in the post-game presser about the Lakers wanted it easy and didn't follow process, and he was pissed off, just bad offensive process. And it's bad process. And the Lakers have been terrible in the half court for a while, and I was worried about their offense, but a lot of people, kind of like myself, was like, man, Luka's just not back to himself, and Luka's just got to get along. But it's becoming a trend now. You're getting, you have a decent sample size now of the Lakers offense being really, really bad, and it's showing that it's going to show its ugly head in the playoffs, because if you have terrible offense and your team can't score, your salute to as much as good as your switching defense can be, but if your team can't score in the half court, and that's where the game is going to be won at when the game slows down, you're not going to beat anybody of relevance. So the Lakers don't have an easy road coming up here. March is through hell, because they have a ton of back-to-backs. Again, look at these, all of this back-to-back, back-to-back, back-to-back. There's another one. There's one more in the month at the end of the month, back-to-back. Like, oh, another one at the start of April, back-to-back. Like, you're not getting it any easier. Another one, back-to-back, right? You're not getting it any easier. And just when you lose games like tonight that can affect the standings, like the two games that are of the season that really are gonna haunt me are gonna be the loss coming out of All-Star break versus Charlotte and tonight against the Nets, because those are winnable games that if you guys lock in and do offensive process, especially the Hornets game where almost everybody was there's zero reason to lose that Hornets game, zero excuse. That was terrible, and that one will forever piss me off, especially with how bad Luka was in that game, and we just didn't pull it off, especially with a great Braun game. But like this game tonight, I understand multiple people are winning are out, so you're missing four starters, but this is still a game against the Nets, who, like, again, the Nets the front office is trying to tank. Yes, the players are trying to tank, but the front office is trying to tank, and you let the Nets get off wins like this, and you just don't play well offensively, and you don't follow the game plan. You guys are undisciplined on defense in certain areas. You're asking for a lot of trouble come postseason time. So I'm thinking you guys pretty much where the problem is going to lie is the Lakers, I'm pretty sure, are going to drop. The Lakers are not going to, I don't think they're going to stay at this 3 spot. Matter of fact, let's just kind of bring it up. I mean, look, the brackets right now is just cool and all that's right. And good Lord, this series again. Oh my God. Which, funny enough, somehow this may be a possibility if the Warriors keep winning and the Lakers drop again. They might even this might move up to fucking 4-5 instead of 3-6. But it's neither here nor there. But just looking at this, right? Like, now you're on a 2-game losing streak, but look at everybody who's on the winning streaks right now. Look at the West, right? So I don't think you're gonna fall out to get to the play-in. I don't think it's gonna be that bad, right? Like, you're not gonna miss Braun that much to where you're gonna drop down to this area. But could you drop down to the 5th seed? Yeah, pretty easily. Rockets on a 3-game win streak, Memphis on a win streak. Obviously, you know, Nuggets, they just beat OKC tonight, right? That's the only reason OKC's there. But you lose 2 games, and the game here tonight where you really should have won and you blow that game, and now you have 2 tough games coming up, and your schedule just doesn't get easier. Where again you got to deal with this, and you hope to split one of these, but if you don't split one of these and you go 0-2, now you got a desperate game against a desperate Phoenix team, and then you got the Spurs game. Like, this team is really in desperation mode, and it's looking like you can go from 2 losses to, we could be on a 5-game loser streak pretty quickly. And in the West, a 5-game loser streak this late in the season is a death sentence. That is a absolute death sentence. You don't want to be at that point at all. So yeah, y'all, this game was pretty bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you, there's nothing from this. Here, the only thing of note that I want to bring up from this game here, that was terrible, by the way. This one, I know Luka's been getting beat up, and they don't have the clips of Luka just getting smacked around and beat up and stuff. That's really bad. But this one clip here, again, I think the Lakers, how they played tonight, they still deserve to lose. But this is one that you have to call every single time. So D'Lo, 4 seconds on the shot clock, 18 seconds here. Gabe Vincent on him, right?
Russell makes his move.
Contested. Gabe plays perfectly contested, right? I want you to look at this. Look at Claxton and look at Vanderbilt right here. You see Claxton is already hooking Vando's arm, pulls Vando down. Pulls Vando down there, right? This should be an offensive foul. Ref right here is clearly looking at this, doesn't call it an offensive foul, because this is clearly an offensive foul, pulling Vando down. Luka, and because of that, right, Luka gets pulled back, and Luka doesn't want to fuck up his knee, because if Luka pulls any forward, Vando rolls right into his knee, Luka can hyperextend his knee, and then at this point, you want to talk about the Lakers season really being over? There'd be 0 point to even watch the Lakers for the rest of the year. But that happens, right? Now, they obviously Sharp doesn't get the rebound, but there's 2 Nets players right here. and then Zaire Williams just right there just for the putback. And now the Lakers, right, with any chance to try to be able to at least get the ball at 18 seconds, like with 13 seconds left, like to at least get the ball, either call a timeout to run a design set to see if they can get a quick 2 or even go for a 3 to tie and go to overtime. Now you have that happen, and the game like gets like tight, which funny enough, if you get to the end of the game here, like, right, well, literally what ends up happening is they get 2 free throws. Cam Johnson, for whatever reason, missed both free throws, so Luka gets the ball, tries to go full court, just couldn't go full court and couldn't make it. Again, you're talking about that at the end of the game, the odds on that shot are probably like astronomically high, like not high, but like astronomically low, of hitting a 75-footer shot to tie the game to go to overtime. So yeah, man, it's just, if you were to look at this from a week ago, right? A week ago from today, right? Last Monday, we were over here talking about, man, they just beat the Clippers back to back. Like just beat the Clippers back to back. Man, they might actually really be a serious contending team in the West. It might really be deep. And they beat in the week, they beat the Knicks in overtime in a game where it was like the Knicks had control for a majority of the part, and they come back and pull out a gritty win. Like, you look at that game, like these games during the week, you're like, man, the Lakers might actually be top tier in the West. But then in a span of a weekend, pretty much, I mean, obviously Monday's not a weekend and stuff, but like in the span of a weekend, this literally happens. You lose to the Celtics, which losing to the Celtics, there's no shame to lose to the Celtics, but you lose LeBron, who's hurt for 1 to 2 weeks, and then you lose a game to the Nets where in the beginning, early stages of the game, you're playing well, and then just bad offensive process and defense, you just allow the Nets to come back, and the Nets just win the game. And now you just don't make your schedule any easier, and you don't have LeBron James. So yeah, the Lakers are in a tough spot. I don't think they're gonna fall to the play-in. It shouldn't be anything that bad. But again, you could look up, and a week from today, the Lakers, like when they play the Spurs, you could look up and the Lakers could theoretically be on a 5-game losing streak. And if the Lakers are on a 5-game losing streak, the West is gonna look very, very different, y'all. It's gonna be shaken up to the core for sure. That's gonna go ahead and do it for me, though, you guys. If you guys maybe see something that is like more optimistic than what I'm seeing, let me know down in the comments. If you guys have any more comments about maybe the Lakers and what actually you guys may be able to see, maybe there was some reports that I missed from tonight, or something that maybe came out regarding injuries and the teammates, maybe they're getting somebody back sooner than I even expected. You guys can let me know. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. My name is Y2 Shadows. I am out, and I'll see you guys in the next video of Hoop Nights. Deuces.